Pennsylvania. I think it's Woodland. Summertime, springtime, wintertime, done all them. I worked out of a Walmart distribution center, hauled Walmart loads to Walmart stores out of Menominee, Wisconsin. And anyhow, so they're not really going to teach me that much, you know. But the problem I have with going with Walmart is they're real sticklers on nobody calling in on you. They'll allow once, the second time you're gone. And it's like, holy crap. I mean, I don't know. You know, so it's like, well, looks like I'll be going with Crete. Also with Walmart, I'm afraid I'm going to be too regional. Like the one that, since I live in West Virginia, the one that I'd be applying to is out of Washington Courthouse, Ohio. And although it's almost like the same miles to go to Grove City, Ohio, up by Columbus. And I've hauled in to both places. I don't know if I necessarily hauled out of both places. Usually we're just hauling loads in, and then they put them on their own trucks to go out. But yeah. So anyway, but I mean, the Walmart, you know, they're starting their students out at 110,000, you know, and it's like, really 110,000. Crete carriers, they are talking like 104,000. They're all liars, you know. But I have talked to a few drivers, and it's okay. I talked to this guy from ATS. They're an outfit. I believe they're out of Austin, Minnesota area, maybe. I'm not positive. Anyway, those guys, they this guy does heavy haul, and I did talk to a heavy haul guy back when I worked at JV Hunt, and this guy's hauling flatbed loads, but you know, he says, you know, a week or two out of the month they'll haul very specific, like window blades, or hauling I don't know what he called them now, but loads for like moving companies, and they make really good money doing that stuff. But I think he lied about how much a year he'd make. But then again, you get used to whatever income you got, you know. If it's $10 an hour, you know. I mean, you might spend it all, but you get used to that $10 an hour. If it's 20 or $30 an hour, you get used to that too. It was out in New Jersey. Gosh, it was just in my head where. But anyway, I seen a sign for UPS drivers. They're looking to hire UPS drivers. $36 an hour. It's like, wow, that sounds like really, really good money. You know, compared to like when I was last hourly job, I remember making $11 an hour. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, that's a long time ago. They pay by the mile out here. But anyway, I'm sitting there thinking $36 an hour. Okay, you take that times 2, that's 72. You add 3 zeros to it. That's a 2,000 hour as far as 2,000 hours times the 36, you'd get $72,000 a year. You know, just for kind of a base pay. Now, if you work a bunch of overtime, hey, that's adds up at 36 bucks an hour. Then you go to, what would that be, 54 or something? But do you get any overtime? You know. So, but you're living in New Jersey. Hell, every time I go out to New Jersey, it's almost like 20 bucks a meal, and that's eating at a fast food place. You know, it's like, well, you either need to get the diet plate or the dollar menu item, which is what, $2 now? $2 menu item? I was talking to somebody who says, so you going over to the $1.25 store? $1.25 store? He said, yeah, Dollar General, whatever. I was like, yeah, that would be not about right, because everything is, Biden is such a mother. It's like, what the heck? Talk about a communist or socialist or whatever, I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, you know, I sit there and I think that Biden got elected, but Hillary, she got slaughtered by Trump, you know. And I understand people not liking Trump and thinking this or thinking that because he's outspoken and everything, but he's a businessman, and that's what this country needs. It needs more politicians that are businessmen, that have run businesses, not, you know, had them given to them, not married into them. John McCain, Heinz hierarchy or something, hell, what I'm thinking. But, when you can become a congressman, and, I mean, you may have a few dollars in your pocket, but you're not rich, and you've never had a business. But now you spend the next, 10, 15, 20 years in office. For some, it's a lot more. But you're a multi-millionaire. It's like, okay, well, that'd be great if it's like you just were, investing your way into it or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to quit talking politics. That's why I don't watch the news, because it's just a bunch of liars lying, Or watching about the latest horrible, terrible thing. My wife, she likes watching those, not necessarily CSI, but actual forensic shows, 48 hours, all that crap. And I don't need that crap in my head. I mean, I'm enough of a deviant already. I don't need somebody else's sick, twisted things that they've done or done to people, and their horrific ways that they kill them and all that. I don't need that in my head. I don't want it floating around, Anyway, so what else should I talk about? I'm back. Did you miss me? I wasn't editing. I didn't edit nothing. I just needed a drink of water and pause for a minute and think about what I wanted to talk about. And then I was sitting there thinking, I've got a niece that evidently really knows how to cook keto, low carb, all that stuff. And but she's, I don't know if it's the right word I'm going to say, agoraphobic. She's afraid of people. But I was sitting there thinking, it'd be a really great business for her to get into, because she's funny, and but for her to just trying to get how I wanted to say this. But it'd be great if, of course, not her because she's agoraphobic, but if she wasn't, to teach people how to cook keto. You know, I'm sitting there thinking, you know, that'd be great to have somebody come in once a week. You know, do it on a weeknight. You got to eat anyway. You know, you get off work, the spouse gets off work. Even the little kiddies, whatever. You know, and, you can have them either in the foreground or the background or watching TV or whatever, and you sit there and you have this person come in and they bring all the ingredients that they need and all the spices and all the, maybe even the pots and pans, and that way they know they have what they have and they've got what they need, and they proceed to make a meal for you and your family. Then they can eat too if they want to, or they can just serve you. And they're sharing their knowledge with you. They can make it entertaining. You don't have to be that funny. But that guy that I talked about, Dan S. Kennedy, he said he got a joke book because he did speeches, with. He did speeches with people up on stage, in front of thousands of people. They'd have former presidents or Colin Powell or whoever, the sports guys or whatever, ex-athletes and stuff. Talking. Anyway, with this Dan S. Kennedy, he talks about getting a joke book to learn jokes that he can tell and share with people, yeah, you can entertain while you're teaching this keto. It's like you come in once a month, or not once a month, but once a week, and it's like, you're going to buy the ingredients for your meal anyway. She's going to teach you how to, she or he is going to teach you how to cook the food, show you how easy it is to have it. And what would be really great is they're sharing this stuff and they're teaching this stuff, and they show you how to make meals that you can throw in the freezer and have ready to go. All you need to do is come home and take it out and pop it in the microwave, or pop it in a pan and warm it up or whatever, and you just do that, 5 times a week or maybe 10 times a week. Some people eat at 5 o'clock and some people eat at 7 o'clock. Heck, I know one guy, he comes home and he eats like right before he goes to bed, which is really bad for your esophagus. You sit there eating and you lay down and all your stomach acids are going along. My dad's favorite cousin, they would come down from Wisconsin. He was a typographer, whoever does the layout for the newspapers. And anyway, he'd come home and he worked multiple jobs because he planned on retiring at 50. And he knew at an early age that he wanted to do this. But yeah, he'd come home and he'd eat and then go to bed. And years of doing that, the acid ate away his esophagus. He's on an elk hunt out in Montana or somewhere, and that thing finally whittled away and ate enough through that it splashed, and it splashed on his internal organs and his heart and stuff. And if he was a young an out of shape guy, not necessarily young, but out of shape guy, it would have killed him. But unfortunately, he wasn't. He was in shape, and it took him 3 more years of working before he could retire. But yeah, as far as back to the whole, almost like a keto show, but instead of, and you could do that too. You could record all these things. You know, it's like, do you mind if I set up the cameras? You don't have to be in the video if you don't want it. They're just going to be focused on me and prepare the meals, you know. And it's like, and I love Martha Stewart. You know, she sits there and she's got a video showing how to make eggs, you know, and she talks about her favorite way to do it and the different ways, and she's always taking the pinch of salt, putting on there, you know, and she's anyway, big man. But my mom was a great cook. It's like, oh my God, she was a great cook. And I sit there and she also was a great interior decorator. Years ahead of her time and style and stuff. Not necessarily years ahead, but she really knew how to take advantage of what was there and make a beautiful house. I've heard you're supposed to cough in your elbow, but I don't want to do that. I mean, at least my hand I can wipe it off. It's like, where am I going to stick that elbow to wipe that crap off? Anyhow. So, but it's fun. Sharing yourself with people, you know. They're going to think what they want to think of you anyway, whether you do something or not. You know, they might change their mind from a good opinion to a bad opinion, you know, if they actually see you in person. But, you know, if you go off of one visit or one showing or whatever, you know, you're going to miss the series, you know. Everybody has their faults, and everybody has their foibles and foibles. But yeah, it's like, you know, we're all who we are, you know. And I like to think that I think of people best light, but you know, I know I suck at that sometimes. I'm not always. You hear it talking in the background. I'm going over the right lane. Somebody's passed me. I can blame it on their truck. The wind pushed me out of the way. It's just me though. Some of them scare me, but he was doing a good job. Yeah, turn my lights on, let him know he can come over if he wants. But yeah, it's like life's too short to be too judgmental. You know, I don't know if you're a Christian or not, but God says, or Jesus says, "Judge ye not, lest you be judged." It's very easy to judge me. It's like, forgive me, God. I try not to. I try to be better every day. But who's to say I'm gonna succeed? I'll cuss somebody out down the road, you know. It's like they just did whatever they did, and it just drives you nuts. And cuss still. But, you know, a couple miles down the road, you know, I'm sitting there going, God, they're probably in a hurry or didn't realize they're in my lane or whatever, you know, please forgive me for being such a idiot. Whatever, so judgmental. Anyway, I sit there and I think this video is getting long. It's like it's more talking than I've done in a year since last time. I feel it right there. It's like, I know I am not going to be able to reach my finger down and touch that spot in my throat and say, here you go, here's some liquid or something. Anyway, so I suppose we're going to end this video and we'll talk to you again. It might not be anything new. It might be the same old thing. And I sit there and I think, you know, I wonder if other people sit there and relive their lives, or if they actually go forward with their life. Adios.